term.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the St. Johns County Show. That's on in the morning. We are scrambling.
Yes.
Scrambling. Yeah.
Locker room banter.
That's right. We've got Sheriff Hardwick in studio here today.
Oh, super excited. Good morning.
We do?
Yeah.
Troy.
Jeez.
No, he's just a super Cub Scout over there. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. See, super Cub Scout.
Let's put it this way for you, Troy. We've got the big sheriff.
Oh,
The big
the
sheriff.
Lil.
That's a good place for it.
Yeah. That's our casing. That's all we can afford.
On top of your ball.
Yeah. Pints for Parkinson's. Pints for Parkinson's coming up at Dog Rose Brewery.
There you go. All right.
It's a good start.
So we got some stuff to talk about with the sheriff.
Woo.
We are going to talk about lots of stuff. Lots of stuff.
That's what they say.
Yep. Lots of things. They say we're going to talk about lots of things, and that's what we're going to talk about. It's going to be the best show. And we're going to talk. We definitely got some Florida man stuff to talk about. It's Friday.
Oh boy, here we go.
We got a guy stealing gas. We got a guy renting out a house he didn't own.
That happens.
Oh, it happens. Wow. The top lawman in St. Johns County says, it happens. All right.
Job security. We appreciate you.
There you go. All right. So we will talk about all that and more. But first, we're going to tell you about our great friends at Bozard Ford Lincoln since 1949. They've been more than just a dealership. They're a family-owned beacon of trust. And right now, they are doing their America First thing.
America.
I don't have the actual name in front of me, but I know they're giving you employee pricing, and not just like working their pricing, executive pricing. So you will get the same deal that Ford executives get when they buy a new Ford.
For
That's a
America,
big deal.
by America.
For America, by America. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it sounded like something I would say.
America.
Yeah, so that's great. They also need trade-ins, too. So if you've got a vehicle you need to get rid of, I've got a couple of vehicles I just might give them.
Like donation.
Yeah.
Is there a Bozard Foundation?
That damn ambulance that I have back there.
You got an ambulance?
Yeah, I got an ambulance.
Where's that at?
It's in the
back
way
there.
back.
I'd
Way
go see
back
it.
by the
Does it
dumpster.
run?
See if you can make it start. Yeah, that'd
I
be
got
great.
inmates that steal.
Yeah. You know how to get
Let's
it
do a
started.
challenge.
Okay, there you go. Florida Man Games Challenge.
We
Oh
can do
my
that
gosh.
actually
Whichever
tomorrow.
inmate can get it started gets their freedom.
I bet you we could get it going.
Oh. I don't
my
even think he heard that. That's fine.
Yeah, their freedom from block A to block B.
Okay.
Yes.
Different block.
We could
All
probably
right.
make this happen for real.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got some guys that are very gifted with stealing cars. Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Let's
my
utilize
goodness.
them.
If you're, let's
Their
do this
talents.
seriously.
Hell
we'll,
yeah.
We'll tow it over to the lock gate facility, and then
Yeah,
we'll get in there
okay.
and challenge them. If you get it going, we'll move you from block A to block B.
Wow.
Oh my God! You could change a world.
Actually, it's more from block C to D. They won't
okay,
block A
okay.
to block B.
All right.
Yeah, that's not
Everybody
working.
loves the D.
Yeah. You want some help with this?
Yeah. Can we do that? I would love
Let me see
to
if
make
these two
this
kids
up.
can actually get this thing going.
Okay. All right. Yeah, great. Wonderful. The
my
thing is, it's got 4 batteries.
Yeah,
You
but
need
that's actually what's in a serious note.
Yeah.
they had a I think you remember this too, Troy. I don't want to say his name, but a local guy over in Putnam County got cancer, rectum cancer, because he was sitting on top of those 4 to 6 batteries in the ambulance for years before they redesigned them. Yes. Yes.
No
Yes, sir.
way.
He's a local. I don't want to say his name
Okay.
because he's a local, but he had,
That's
if I'm saying it right,
crazy.
he had cancer around his rectum area because of they
Right on
proved.
top of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
where my batteries are.
Girl, bye.
Are you sitting on top of him on a regular basis?
Wow.
Well, I've never
It doesn't
driven the
start.
damn thing.
We're gonna get it going.
He
but I
drove
recommend-
it once to
let's-
get it here.
So you did drive it to get it here?
Yeah, and then I drove it around the parking lot to, keep the batteries fresh, and then the batteries died.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Does it have an inverter in it? Or you?
Any parts you pay
Yeah,
for, but
usually
we'll
if
get it
has
going
more
for
than
free.
One battery it has an inverter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're all in.
All right, cool.
All right.
Great.
Yeah.
And then we're going to donate it to Bozard Ford Lincoln. They
You.
need used vehicles.
Inspired to drive. What is it again?
Driven to inspire. That's
Wow, yeah.
right.
Clip that one.
It's not the first thing I'm clipping, David. Yeah. I'm a clipper by trade, buddy. Term 2. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. It's like the ball on top of the sheriff badge over there.
Yeah.
A little. Okay,
Little,
sorry.
little sheriff.
Little sheriff in the
You know what I mean.
casing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roger that.
Little sheriff.
Gosh, there are so
mean,
many
I
jokes
gave
I'm not
you-
even making right now.
I gave you your
Wait till term
little
3. I
sheriff-
like your.
little sheriff badge.
I have a little sheriff badge from
Yeah,
yes
from Maeve.
From Maeve.
I was
That's
gonna say
right.
it's Maeve. Yep.
That's right.
Yep. It's in my. It's actually made the the history shelf behind my desk.
Oh wow!
Oh, it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The glass
I
casing.
thought it was really in glass case.
I'm gonna actually attach it to the ball here.
Oh,
What are we
okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, also, shout out to Fidus Roofing, Great Expectations, Realty in Auction, Sheba Hut, Toasted Subs, St. August Pizza, VHF Insurance, Chris Lucero Bail Bond, St. Augustine Handy House, Lux Japanese Head Spa, and I'm powered as I am each and every day by our friends at the Vibe Nutrition. Perfect.
First class people.
Perfect. They are first class.
They are
people.
first class.
Great people out there.
Great peep.
Yep.
Great peeps.
Troy, just
All right.
put the damn thing back in there. Oh. For God's sake. Thank you.
Troy
God,
DYI.
This is why he's not the big sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, there's many reasons why.
I was going to say this and many other reasons.
Do we want to go there?
Short
You want to start a background check today? He's probably wanted by Interpol. He's probably wanted by Interpol.
Oh, boy. All
All
right.
right.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hey, happy Friday.
Yeah.
Happy freaking Friday!
Yeah.
Yes!
It's the weekend.
Glad
It
you guys
is.
are off for the weekend.
Very excited for the weekend.
Me
I chose
too.
a
Me too.
profession that we don't take the weekend
Yeah,
off.
well, I didn't. So-
Yeah.
Who's off for the weekend?
Yeah.
Who is?
Uh-huh.
None of us. We all transitioned
Yeah, we
to
all
a different,
come-
jobs.
different elements.
We all go to another job.
Yeah.
Go, go, ghetto Rangers!
Troy, you used to be the most loyalist person. What the hell happened to you? Second term. Second term. You're loyal first term.
That's right. Yeah, he's on his second term of whatever he does. Question of the day, Troy.
Question of the day is, when's the last time you climbed a tree?
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeez. What?
Yeah, I mean, I had to think about it.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I climbed a tree.
Marsh Creek Country Club, when you would throw the balls on the course. Remember, you and Rick in the
Possibly,
tree?
Yeah,
Yes.
we did do that. We did do that.
You want to explain more?
Let me know when you want me
Yeah,
to.
so we used to live right behind Marsh Creek. So we lived on the where poor people live, next to Marsh Creek.
That's called, yeah.
That's right.
the
outside
prairie.
the gates.
They didn't have the code.
Yeah.
We didn't have the code.
I do
we
wanna-
didn't need the code.
I
though.
do want to apologize. Remember the time we had all those burglaries in Marsh Creek? You all were all the suspects. There.
Yeah, they probably were.
It was,
honestly.
yeah. It was the Marsh Prairie. Yeah.
But we
The
lived
Marsh Ferry, I love it.
we lived in a house where we had about 30 feet of woods that backed right up to the Marsh Creek
Over by
golf
Publix?
course.
Ha!
Yes,
Not
right
anymore.
by Publix.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
You were in the
right.
hood.
Yeah. Yes, we were. So, lots of
just
activity
kidding.
on it. No, there's lots of activity on our block.
On the periphery.
But so we had this big tree that you could climb, and you couldn't see into this tree. So we could climb up a very thick tree.
Yeah.
So we would climb up there, and when golfers would hit their ball onto the green,
I'm tracking. I
we
get
would
you.
have like a bucket of balls, and we would just throw like 30 balls onto the
Back
course.
out?
Yeah.
Nope.
And they'd
That's a genius idea. I love it.
Yeah, they would. They'd be checking balls for 5 minutes to try and find their balls. Sometimes they'd just give up. They never saw us. So sometimes we'd blow
Okay,
air
that's pretty damn
horns.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so that may have been the last tree I climbed. You're
All right.
right, Davey. That could have been it.
What-
It
what
was either
age-
that or the one at Ron Parker Park.
What age
I
are we
think.
talking here?
The last time I did that was probably
37,
15.
38?
yeah, right. Yeah. A couple years ago.
I was going to say that last year during hurricane season.
Every time I'm in the neighborhood. Yeah.
I didn't
that
know you
was
lived
fun.
over there.
Yeah, man. Oh, I've lived in every part of this town.
I have
I've
too,
lived
actually.
In every part
Yeah, I
of
have
the
too.
city.
An all-rounder.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Troy, ask me if I'm a tree.
You are a tree. I know that.
No.
already.
You have to ask me. This
Are
is
you
so cool. You screwed it up.
Are you a tree, Davey?
Yes.
Is that the end of the joke?
Yeah.
Oh,
When's the last time you climbed Davy?
When's the last time you climbed Davy?
I really wanted to. I asked this question to hear Davey's answer.
Well, there it is. Yeah.
boy.
Have I ever climbed a tree? I don't think I have.
That's what I was wondering.
I don't think I've ever climbed a tree.
Oh, you had to have.
Well, I was raised like veal, because
Yeah,
I would screw up swim practice if I fell out of the tree. God forbid, so they just put me in the crate in the basement, and then I would have to go and get in the pool.
He was it. He was the boy called it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Boy in the bubble,
Let's go
basically.
climb a tree today, all of us.
Oh,
A little one, if you don't mind.
No, I have to be a spin coach now.
Yeah. Up 1
after
foot,
your
2
guys
foot.
get my ambulance started.
I'm telling you right now, I don't mention the kid's name. He is one of the best car thieves in the world.
Make sure my car is not in the parking lot when we
Yeah.
do this,
Next
please.
time I go to combat, he's coming with me. It took us 2 days to get a Datsun going over there, for
My
God's
car's
sake.
overly insured, so you point mine out.
We can have a competition. Like I said, this kid's got a talent. Him and his buddy do.
Wow. Okay.
Why not go ahead and help him out?
That's
Right.
hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh.
Florida Man
Get their
Games
skills. Well, we want
trials
to keep
or
their
something.
skills when they get back out.
No, we don't want them to keep those skills.
What is your answer, Troy? I'm busting
Where are we
here.
at on this question?
Mine was just a couple months ago, and I realized I'm at the age now where climbing the tree is not the problem. It's getting down from the
Yeah,
tree.
gravity
Like,
sucks.
Well, no, the jump is
Gravity
like
sucks.
you start thinking about what am I going to break if I jump from
Right,
the tree?
hip, dip,
When,
lip.
the last time I climbed the tree before that was like, okay,
You just jumped.
Yeah.
You just jumped.
Agile, like a
wait minute.
deer.
You were suicidal?
Ah,
Where was this?
I gotta help you.
I guess you're not at that age yet.
Yeah.
Where jumping down
Bring
off
in the
the tree.
Baker Act team.
Yeah. Try more ginkgo biloba.
Yeah. But like I started thinking about my ankles and my I was like,
yeah,
oh man, I shouldn't be climbing trees if I think about these things.
What was the reason why you're up there?
It was playing with Maeve.
Back, Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't think about your ashy ass ankles. I'm just telling you right now. If you thought about your ankles, you'd put a little bit more lotion on the ocean there.
You can't see my ankles. I wear socks.
The socks they're telling
The
me.
only undergarment
Yeah.
Troy
That's
wears.
the only undergarment you're gonna have.
What about you, Sheriff? When's the last time you climbed
It
a
wasn't
tree?
too long ago. I got an
You
addiction.
weren't chasing a perp up a tree
No,
or anything?
I got an addiction with a chainsaw. My wife, Kendall's listening to the show, I guarantee if she's not busy, but I got an addiction with a chainsaw. So if I got a reason to get the chainsaw out of the house, she cringes all the time because I just start whacking stuff.
Wow.
So I'm not afraid to climb a tree and cut down with a chainsaw. So not probably less than a month, maybe a month or two ago, chainsaw up in the tree, cutting limbs down for no reason.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, do you
yeah.
strap yourself to the tree? I mean, do you have any
No, I
safety
used to when I
measures
was
here?
younger, but now I just feel like it's time to go. It's time to go. So I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
take a
God,
chance.
parachute,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Well, gravity, back to your original statement,
Yeah.
you're a tree and gravity takes over.
If you pass, what the hell are you going to leave us with? Come on, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Come
there's all
on.
kinds of good stuff. I'm leaving you with a beautiful bride, by the way. She's straight entertainment, right?
Okay.
And I put a lot of money into life insurance.
Okay.
We got a lot of
So
shit.
she'll
going
be
on.
What
set.
about a replacement sheriff?
I just had that. Kendall, my beautiful bride.
Beautiful.
She could run for sheriff, probably run it a lot better than me.
She would
Definitely.
kick your ass.
Yeah, she'd be saying when I say on term 2 and term 1, like I'm on freaking term 1. Yeah.
That would be her campaign speech.
Seriously, and she'd win. Yeah.
She would win.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was it. A couple months ago.
Okay, a couple months ago.
Who thinks of these questions, by the way?
Troy.
Oh, hell.
Special. Yeah, ankle police
Can I
over
take
here.
over when I get on the show?
Sometimes they're good.
I have to agree with you. Like over the last 6 years, I've had one.
Sometimes they're good.
You know how hard it is to come up with a question every freaking day?
You want me to text
You have 12 hours.
I have another inmate that can do that for you.
I guarantee we've asked those questions.
Oh, true statement. Yeah, I got you.
Some people use ChatGPT. We utilize inmates here on this show. Yeah. AI? What?
No, we got our own
AI
name.
stands for all inmates at our disposal. Yeah.
The question today by inmate Smith is: if you're sitting in a cell by yourself, contemplating
Oh my
a plea
gosh.
agreement, what do you do?
Grams to ounces.
That was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
If you were trafficking cocaine, where would you hide it at?
Underneath my titty.
If you're an illegal alien, you stopped on 95. What name would you give?
Speedy
Okay, I'm
Gonzalez
sorry.
from Walmart.
Right. We had a guy who was robbing Walmarts down south, and his name was Speedy Gonzalez.
Just for
That was his
serious.
actual name.
Actual,
I love that.
Yeah.
Name.
He was doing the thing where you put more expensive items into a cheaper item at Walmart, and you
Yep.
scan the cheap item.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
That looks great, except for the cameras are watching you. I mean,
Right,
I
it's
know.
a genius
Cameras
idea. It's a
everywhere.
genius idea, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We-
Especially the camera that's right there, that's actually in the register, that's
Yeah.
watching you go like this.
Yeah. Real stupid.
There's way better ways to steal from Walmart. I've
We
proven
appreciate
that
those criminals, though.
Allegedly.
I can vouch.
Oh my gosh.
Statute of
There's
limitations.
another story, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Please. Give, I'm going to Baker Act
20
today
years
with Troy's
ago.
a jumper.
20
you a
years
thief.
ago.
What's going on?
20 years ago. Well, I used to do the trick, and I won't say who else used to do this trick with me. But you would go in and you'd buy something expensive, say a PlayStation, right? Got to do something that's not behind glass. So we used to do it with car amplifiers for
Okay,
speakers,
yeah.
right? You go in and you buy one. Can't believe I'm telling this to the sheriff.
I think this
I
is
know this is awesome.
One of my
great.
biggest criminal empires ever. You go in and you buy one amplifier. You walk out with it, but as you're walking out, you hand another guy the receipt, right?
It's a genius idea.
He just goes to the shelf, grabs another one off the shelf, and walks out with it. Of
This
course,
is what the meth addicts do.
somebody's going to stop you at the door, but you're going to have a receipt.
Right.
And then you take one of them back and you sell the other one.
You guys thought this shit out. Genius idea.
Now, don't put you guys
I
on
actually
this
got that
label.
idea from an episode of Ricky Lake. Yeah.
Since you're so honest, let's just go and just do
Statute of limitations.
handcuff
is up.
yourself and walk your ass over to the
you
jail
know
and
what?
turn yourself
You
in,
know
please.
what?
Help me out.
My lawyers are going to vouch for me on this.
How long ago? How long ago was this?
Very long time ago.
What does that mean to you?
30 years ago.
30 days or years?
25 years ago.
Now it's 25. We can give 15?
Those weren't in your first term.
Oh yeah, first term. That's one thing I've never been. The thief stuff has always like bothered me.
I did it for the thrill.
No, I'll
For
punch
me,
you in
it
the
was a
face in a
thrill.
heartbeat, but
Yeah.
I just won't. Yeah, like back in my bar days in Fort Bragg, I will nail you in the nose if you say something to me in a bar.
Really?
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm better than that now.
Because the second term.
Second term, I like that. I can't wait for term 3.
Yeah, chainsaw. Great.
Out his ass, holding the chainsaw.
Do a line of cocaine with the sheriff today. He's on term 3.
No.
Let's cut that part.
Too late.
Yeah, we're delayed by 5 seconds.
Yeah, did we beep that?
Yeah, my
Beep.
apologies for all the listeners out
Keep
there.
that out.
I've already signed up.
Statute of limitations, easy, big guy.
I'll take a statue.
Statue of limitations. Look, it's got a statue of limitations on his mantle that he got from the sheriff.
I just
Listen, I've
can't.
never done cocaine, but I think you guys all know me well enough.
You do not need it. No,
Please
God.
don't ever do it.
Ever.
Please don't
It
ever
just
do it.
scares the shit out of
Actually,
me.
it frightens us when you come in with your Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he has coffee, it's like, that's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. God, you're
I want
such.
to party with you boys.
Yeah.
So, Rick, when's the last time you climbed a tree?
A coca leaf tree.
He contemplated suicide with Troy.
Oh,
No, I'm afraid of landing.
those ankles.
It's now time for a quick check of the weather, Troy. That quick check of the weather brought to you by Great Expectations Realty and Auction. They can sell your home, your business, and everything in it. Check them out at geauction.com and gerealty.us. We now go to the Traffic Report. What do you got, Rick?
We got my favorite exit right
All
there
right.
on State Road 16.
Okay.
That's really nice. Is it getting better, Rick?
Flowing.
They have changed the pattern again, and I think it is flowing a little better. At night, they cut it down to one lane, so it's a little sketchy.
Okay.
But during the day, it's actually flowing and moving pretty well.
All right.
Wait, I'm sorry. Where's it at?
State Road 16 and I-95.
Yep.
It's slowly. Actually, you know what? It's slowly coming together. Believe it or not. I know. I'm trying to be
Slowly is the
positive
word.
here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
We don't do
I will tell you
positive on
this.
this
This is
show.
a recommendation for all my listeners, all your listeners out there. You just gotta haul ass through there, right?
Oh!
It's one of those. It's one of
Sheriff's
those.
trying to make some money for the sheriff's
No,
office.
if you go too slow, Jesus take the wheel. I'm
It's
telling you right
harder.
now. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
harder. But if you just take your eyes off the road, sleep for a minute, and wake up, you're on the other side.
Sleep
You're
for a
on the other
minute.
side of life and death.
Yeah.
Try taking an RV through there.
Hey, there's your question for Monday. Yeah, what would you do if you go through 16 and 95 and you're high, or you're tired, or you just don't give a shit?
Okay. That, yeah,
Yeah.
see.
Every day I go through there.
All three, or one of the three.
All three.
Oh, allegedly.
We're waiting.
Allegedly.
Down
Rick
there.
needs to get a lawyer for
And
this
what
show.
time do you go through there? Just curious.
All the
Test one, two.
all the time.
Yeah. Hey, would you
actually
run
2 out
from
of
us if we pulled you over?
Fast.
I love people like you. Yes. What kind of
As soon as you tell me to roll the window down, I'm not doing it.
that boy? We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Yeah. How many warnings do you get from us?
0.
Absolutely. Term two. You're my kind of guy. I want to party with you, cowboy.
Come over to the traffic report.
That was the best traffic report of my life.
Oh my God, I'm sweating this joint.
Traffic report featuring the sheriff.
Oh shoot,
right.
man.
Wow. Okay.
I'll get some negative reviews on that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, join the
Already
list.
happening.
Join the list. Yeah, term 2. Join the list.
Taylor's texting the sheriff like, get off that show now.
Yeah, please. Now.
Leave.
He's drinking coffee.
Go to one of the safe shows. Go to that radio show you do. Go to one of those places where you act like a professional.
Roadkill over here.
We're going to kill the sheriff just for how much he's coughing over his drink this morning.
That was water.
All right.
We think.
Yeah, this is delayed, right? Get some of that crap out of there. I'll lose my job. Oh, shoot. Okay.
All right.
Let's
Wow.
get professional for the last
Muy
half hour.
bien.
Yeah, we'll see.
That was a great traffic report. Outstanding.
was.
Outstanding.
And it comes to us from, we do this in a German accent now.
Get ready.
Sheriff.
Be prepared.
Get
Oh,
ready.
super excited.
Lux Japanese head spa. Imagine this. You close your eyes and you feel the tension melt away. As skilled hands gently massage your scalp using centuries-old Japanese German techniques designed to calm your mind and soothe your soul.
Oh God.
Clear your cough. Sheriff's bright red. Can we just show the sheriff? This is the experience waiting for you at Lux Japanese German Head Spa. The only certified German head spa in the area.
Oh gosh.
Their treatments don't just relax, they heal. Whether you're dealing with thinning hair, dandruff, psoriasis, or an imbalanced scalp, they use authentic German scalp therapies to nourish and restore. So why not give yourself the gift of true relaxation? Visit Lux German Head Spa and feel the difference. Because you deserve more than a break. You deserve renewal.
Oh my God.
Excellent. Excellent. I don't know.
You're gonna poop your pants.
You are.
I did, yeah.
I did. But they're green. You'll never see them.
That's why they were dark
The
green.
poop or the pants?
You saw those.
Change your
Oh my
diet,
God, I'm gonna
man.
pass the hell out.
You saw those
Don't
hand.
do that. You've got important work to do today. Much more important than this.
Oh my God.
There's a reason why those handcuffs were dark.
We didn't ask where he pulled it from.
Right, exactly. He leaned on the side. Wasn't sure if he was farting or pulling something out.
Y'all.
Bye. Last show with the sheriff.
Yeah,
Please
good
leave
luck.
now.
Yeah.
You get
It's not the
injured
last show.
anymore.
I'll own this shit.
You get a free ambulance.
Oh my God, my
man.
face hurts.
All right.
I just show over with. I gotta go home.
I was worried he was going to fall out of his chair.
Oh my God.
Close, man.
Is that every day?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. It's great.
He's tried it in a soothing
God.
German, but it doesn't
Doesn't
really
work
exist.
as well.
But it's
Yeah,
a
I
Japanese
do.
commercial.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Japanese head spa.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Doing the German
That was
accent.
great.
Yeah.
Good times.
All
I miss
right.
you. I miss y'all. Yeah.
That's just the beginning of the show. Here
Oh
we
my
go.
God.
We haven't even
Fair.
gotten into any of the stories. We're 30 minutes into the show.
Traffic report.
Yeah.
Question of the day and
Yeah.
a commercial.
Yeah.
All right. Good. So far, so good.
Don't you want to recruit all of us to do your
please.
show?
Holy
The
shit.
sheriff's office show?
Oh,
Yeah, prison inmate population's going up.
All right.
oh my God.
We got to give the sheriff a minute to recover.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's-
sure where that came from.
I needed some
That
help
was some
there.
phlegm from the stomach there. Might have been regurgitation of my coffee.
Flew from Iraq, man.
Fire.
All right.
Is it hot in here?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It is.
And we actually turn up the heat before
Yeah.
you come in.
I
here.
love it.
Yeah. Sheriff traffic enforcement on 95.
Especially that little underpass. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be funny.
Oh, God.
How's that going?
Anybody want to get serious here for a second?
Oh, let me get it together.
Traffic
Okay.
enforcement on 95.
So I think you all know this because you've been around here a long time, but we're one of the deadliest stretches of Interstate 95.
Yeah.
Of any interstate in the state of Florida
Yeah.
per capita, of course. And we kind of had a little lull there for a little bit. No, I shouldn't say a lull, but there were years ago, not too long ago, where there was almost 25 or 26 deaths over 95, maybe 10 years ago, just roughly.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've just noticed a trend myself in picking up and serious bodily injury or traffic, crashes and death on 95. And everybody's like, well, that's not your problem. It's the trooper's problem. No, it's not. It's in St. Johns County. It's our problem.
Sure, yeah.
So anyways, if you're watching some of the social media platforms, they've been saying, well, the sheriff's not out there doing traffic enforcement. And we do the best we can, of course. But there's other roads in the county that we should be paying attention to, of course, especially with our growth. But anyway, so you asked for it, you got it. So over the last 30 days, basically what they're doing now is we were just trying to do some calming techniques out on 95 to show some basically, again, I'll be honest, when I drive through Georgia, South Carolina, I slow down as a cop. I mean, because the traffic enforcement is always there since I was a young man.
Oh.
Anyways, that it's never gone away to this day, up as you drive on 95, heading northbound, southbound, whatever, from, Georgia and South Carolina. So now what we did is I put basically an email out to lieutenants on the road and the region commanders on the road saying, hey, if we can go ahead and there's a little bit of, time permits and calls for service permit, can we put some deputy sheriffs out on the road for visibility on 95 and do some traffic enforcement? There's over 600 traffic laws, for basically driving. So it's easy to find traffic violations on interstates. I mean, very, very simple.
Sure.
And everybody's speeding, I'll be honest with you, because that's how you kind of survive out there.
Yeah. Go with the flow of traffic.
So you have to, you have to, and you definitely don't want to go below the flow of traffic.
I'm telling you, right?
It's even worse.
That's even more dangerous.
Correct.
Yeah.
So anyways, so over the last, I think 20 plus days or maybe close to 30 days, we put additional deputy sheriffs out there just doing traffic enforcement. And some of the emails and responses from my deputies are, okay, this is actually fun. It's very dangerous out there.
Yeah.
So we had to, change some techniques. Of course, now we're actually teaching in our brand new higher class, the one that's in school as we speak today, traffic stops on 95. Big difference than traffic stops on US 1 or A1A or a side road or side street. So now we're out there and the deputies are, okay, this is actually fun. It's honestly like shooting fish in a barrel. And I hate to use that term, but out on 95, I mean, the more traffic enforcement you do, the more cars you pull over, the more you're going to find people wanted for warrants, human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, people wanted on warrants, either locally or nationally. So now we're out there, but we're going to show over the last 30 days a reduction, a very significant reduction in traffic crashes involving serious bodily injury and death on 95. So again, we're just trying to slow people down. We're trying to get on ways where it says, heavy traffic enforcement in this area jurisdiction. We want that, stigma per se, or that persona.
Do you guys ever do that yourself?
What's that?
Like report? Like I've always thought if I was a sheriff, I would just, where there's places where people traditionally speed, I would just go on ways and say, hey, there's cops here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just so that people who are driving with their maps
would slow down.
That's
a good point, by the way.
There's a cop coming up.
Yeah, well, I made a phone call the other day to AAA. AAA basically puts out there, if you remember this, they had Waldo and those little towns over there in Bradford. They were called speed traps.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they kind of got hit. They were doing things a little bit different out there. Of course, they were taking that money and kind of, buying their equipment and stuff, and they were doing speed traps. What's that, 301, I think, cuts through those two,
I think
Waldo
so.
and Stark and
Yeah.
stuff. So anyway, I called AAA. I said, hey, how do we become a speed trap? And they're like, okay, we never had a sheriff call us and ask us this question. But they said, let me check your data, basically the data we pull through public records and see if you guys are even close. So the lady called me back and she goes, oh yeah, you're doing a good job. Whatever you're doing, keep it on up. She goes, you'll be a speed trap very, very soon. I'm like, good, give me one.
Wow.
But I'm not trying to be a speed trap. I'm trying to be where people understand, just like us right here, all the locals, if you drive northbound on 95 and get into Georgia and South Carolina, I don't go really 10 miles above the speed limit. I'm kind of scared to death.
Yeah.
And I'm a police officer. But anyway, so we've been out there, and of course we're going to get some resistance out there, and people are not going to comply with how we're doing the enforcement, but we're not going to play those games. And I know we kidded around a minute ago about this, but if you don't roll your window down on a traffic stop in St. Johns County, the days of us giving you multiple warnings and trying to negotiate with you are over with. We just ordered over 400 spring-loaded pens. Basically, they'll bust your window in a matter of a second.
Those things are like spark plugs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So if you see, actually, this is all, you just push it with your thumb and it injects into your car. Actually, it'll bust the window without us even touching it.
Wow.
So we're just doing things a little bit different. And, our goal too, some people are just in medical emergencies and they can't comprehend what's going on.
Well,
we
you
have
guys
to provide
just had
services.
a situation. You guys just had a situation where somebody had a medical emergency. Your deputy saved their life.
Yeah, she did a phenomenal job with first aid, on that person, and honestly brought them back to life. It's just crazy how we fall upon things in life. But back on 95 again, we're just trying to slow people down. But the biggest thing is we're trying to save lives. We just want to get people from point A to point B. We've stuck our DUI units up on there, and they were like, there's not a whole lot of DUIs on 95. It is unreal the amount of impaired drivers on 95.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So even our DUI specialists that are out on 95 are kind of like, oh my goodness gracious, it's very busy out here. So trying to pull our motors off 95, I don't really like them on 95. So trying to pull our motors off 95, let them work the local county roads and stuff.
You talking about the motorcycles?
Yeah, sorry. Motors, motorcycles, yep. And then, of course, put our deputy sheriff. So next thing you know, we're on 95. So again, there was a lot of social media talk out there, how we weren't visible and we need to be visible. Well, you asked for it, you got it. So we're on 95 and we're very, very visible, including myself. I did a traffic stop out there. I do traffic stops all the time. I love 95, but I had an illegal alien the day that was actually wanted. Of course, he had a manufactured tag on his car. He gave me his Honduras, or I think it was a Honduras passport. And he had no driver's license in the state of Florida, and he was also wanted for deportation. Just happened to be just totally coincidental. Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because I get on 95, I drive 5 miles under the speed limit, and I just I'm like a shark.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I just drive like a shark, and sure enough, he passes by me. Of course, they look at me and they slam the brakes on. It's too late. But his tag was so paper thin. It was like this paper towel.
Yeah.
It was folded up because of the wind. So I couldn't read it, but he gave me the old eye, stare in the car.
Like, I'm gonna,
So he went to the left-hand lane and cut down to 40 miles an hour on 95.
On 95. That's even more dangerous than anything
By
right
far.
there.
Even talk about drawing attention to me. So here we are cruising southbound on 95, just past IGP, right around State Road 16. I'm trying to kind of maneuver to get
That's
him.
where accidents are the worst.
So it's brought, it's middle of the daytime. So I back off and finally I gave up. I went to the far right-hand lane, just stopped and slammed my brakes on. He went by me, but he's in the left-hand lane. Traffic is all messed up.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I get behind him. I run his tag. Actually, once we get slowed down, his tag comes down. I run it. It's totally not a legit temporary or paper tag.
Right.
And I pull him over. He actually paid, I think it was Honduras, but he actually told us once I got a deputy sheriff on scene, Deputy Pear kind of interpreted to him. He basically pays the country where he came from via wire, and then they give him back a tag, a driver's license, an ID, VIN verification, all that crap. So he paid $250 back to a person in his country. They send him all this stuff, but they forget that the tag's not in our system.
Right, none of it registers into the system,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm not a genius. It's a great business.
Right.
But that
Print
tag,
it yourself at Staples.
And by the way,
and
just
it's
so people
safe
know,
for them because there's
temporary
once he's gone,
tags
he's
are
gone.
in the
Yeah.
system. People don't understand that. Temporary tag is in our system.
Yeah.
So a temporary tag will come back and say it's registered and it's validated through X amount of date and time.
Come on, dummy. You gotta put the cardboard on the back that says tag stolen, applied for new one.
Or
Easy.
you're a sovereign citizen saying sovereign citizen, no tag.
Oh,
That's
does
another
that work?
genius. It works really good until you pull you over.
Okay.
Until you have to
Until we see it.
I thought we found a hack, right?
Here's the best part. So I go walk to jail 2 days later.
Yeah.
He's in my jail. So I go out to the rec yard. I just want to go to the rec yard. So I went myself and a sergeant walked the rec yard. They're doing laps in the rec yard out there. It's like the size of a basketball court, but it's all walled up to all the way, 15, 20 feet high. So he's doing laps. He sees me. His eyes got massively big. And so I said, he was like, no habla inglés? Little bit. That's all he said.
Yeah.
Little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he, unfortunately, I kind of feel bad for the kid. He was in the assailant process. So if he would have showed up to court, he probably could have stayed in America, but he failed to show up at his court dates.
Oh,
So now he's got criminal charges here for basically, driving because he confessed that the tag was totally altered.
Yeah.
So
Probably didn't know any better. I mean, you
But
can't stay
95
in
is a good place. If you want to come ride with me, it is a good time. I mean, good time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you at 16.
All day long.
Yeah, just doing the figure 8.
Exactly. Until I run out of gas.
We're out of gas or the sober wakes up like, damn, what am I doing, dude?
I'm going to Wawa.
But anyways, yeah, we're out there.
Yeah.
So I mean, with what's going on with ICE and all that stuff, I saw a little interview where you spoke about that, and you come here, you're going to get caught, you're going to get sent back.
Yeah.
How have you stepped up in that? I just saw that interview and I was like, oh, okay, I want to ask him, like, how have you stepped up with what's going on in the U.S. today?
First of all, when this, before the current president was in office, we were already doing this last year before. This is something I wanted to do where we have great partnerships with our federal, state, and local people. I'm just not a fan. If you were here illegally or legally, I really don't care. We're going to hold you accountable for your crimes. Here's the problem with being here illegally. And the other day I was asked by a lawyer, hey, why is your deputy sheriffs taking these people to jail that have no valid driver's license? It's not no valid driver's license. They're not in the system at all. So we got to hold you, everybody in this room here, you're in the system 100 ways, by the way. Whether it's a passport photo, a driver's license photo, you apply for a credit card, a home loan, I can go through all kinds of things. Yeah. Well, they're not in the system at all. So here you are in America, you're here illegally, that's your problem. But the other problem is that you're here illegally and you commit a crime, we can't even solve it because you're not in our system at all. So you come to our jail, we fingerprint you, we get you in our iris system with your facial recognition, and then we identify your tattoos, and God forbid you commit a serious crime, we can hold you accountable for your actions. Otherwise, you just don't get held accountable. I don't care if you come in here and you have no DL and you get out tomorrow morning, but now you're in the system. Right. So God forbid we have your fingerprints on a serious crime, and now we can identify who you are and hold you accountable. So again, the ICE thing, of course, there's 3 prongs to the 287G program, and not to get too far in the weeds on because it's very, very convoluted, but the 287G program is basically the immigration enforcement, basically. It's been in the system for years. I take pride in that we're going to be part of all 3 prongs of that. The first prong, of course, is basically in our jail. And in our jail system is basically, that's additional deputy sheriffs that help investigate for the feds if there's a violation of the immigration laws, custom laws, deportation, and enforcement, basically. We have 30 deputy sheriffs that are qualified to actually do that program in our jail now as we speak today, with 10 additional going through the training. The second part is the task force program. We talk about that. We're on 95. We're doing the enforcement. We're trying to help out with people that are wanted for a crime in the United States of America, and they're also not here legally. It's a two-part program, but we want the crime part, right? Because the civil part, the feds can do that. That's who's the experts that can do the deportation, immigration enforcement. And then the third part of that program is basically what they call the JEM program, which is jail enforcement model. Well, there's only 4 jails in the state of Florida out of 67 of us that currently do the jail enforcement model. One is Duval County, Clay County, Hernando County, and Collier County. I want to be the 4th county to do that, or 5th county to do that. So if we have people in our system, we can go the next step further and, of course, help with the deportation process if they're illegally here and committed a crime or are wanted for a crime. So it's just very simple. So we're doing enforcement on 95. The grant program helps us pay, which is called the Stone Garden Grant Program. That's through the Customs Enforcement, really, the ones that really, Border Patrol has all the power right now. So Border Patrol can show up on they work with us on 95 interdiction. They show up and take a picture of your face. They take a picture of your passport, whatever ID. Within a matter of seconds, they can tell us if you're wanted for some type of enforcement, immigration, customs enforcement violation. It's that quick. We don't have that system. We don't have authorization to that system. And that's why I'm talking to the President of the United States, Chief of Staff, give us access to that system and I will help you. Basically,
it'll help it be more efficient.
By far.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, the problem is there's 2 or 3 judges in the
you
state
got
of
to
Florida.
wait, blah, blah, blah. That's a mess. Yeah,
There's too much going on.
Because have you ever pulled somebody over and they were not? They were fine.
Correct, fine.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of times.
But the stress and the duress that person has to go through is crazy, right?
Yeah,
I get
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
So we stepped up a notch, just we you guys have always known this. I work hard on my partnerships and relationships no matter what agency you belong to, whether you're a not-for-profit, you're law enforcement, whatever, government agencies. I work hard on those relationships. And then those relationships comes things like this when it's time to do things. And that's why Fox News has really picked me up is they talk to me all the time, Fox News Live does, about what we're doing different here. Well, we're proud of what we're doing different here. We have the relationships, we have the partnerships, our community loves how we police, and we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So.
All right. My computer just shut off.
Oh, that's
Her next
fun.
question is, I think somebody's hacking into my stuff, Sheriff. I might have to hire you guys to see.
Oh, I got some of the best. You want me to be careful what you wish for. I'll bring them over here next thing you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But talk about the wave. Didn't that just happen, right?
We do that all the time. So our Women Against Violent Encounters, we have a bunch of female instructors. Some are civilians. Most of them are sworn. We partnered up with the city of St. Augustine. Brittany Garman, Sergeant Garman down there is part of our team. And we really promote this, whether it be a church group or it's a bank group or even the Clerk of the Courts office has done it with us before. And then, of course, we teamed up with the Tristan Bailey Foundation.
Happy birthday, Forrest Bailey, today.
I know, right? I
wow.
love that.
Happy
Yeah. They're such a great family.
He's amazing.
Yeah, Stacy and Forrest, and of course the girls that are here locally, Alexis and Brittany are right here, and the other 2, of course, are off at college. But they're just an amazing family. So we partnered up with that, with the Tristan Bailey Foundation, of course, and we all know why with Tristan's death and things that were going on, of course, in that murder investigation. But so the Women Against Violent Encounters is awesome. We did this program back in the 90s when I was at the city PD, under then, of course, Bill Robinson, Chief Robinson. We really did it back then for the Flagler College students to kind of get, that confidence of walking to and from class. Maybe that late night, they're going from class to a building. So it really started because of Flagler College. And then I was an instructor back then. We're talking in the early 90s, mid 90s. And then I wanted to keep that program going. So we did it at the Beach PD on steroids. We did it all around the county, teamed back up with the sheriff's office again. And then when we came out here, we moved the whole program to the sheriff's office. So they renamed it from the old WAC class, Women Against Violent Crimes, to Women Against Now Violent Encounters. So that's what we actually teach. So it's phenomenal. It's we get great instructors in there. We teach it all the time, Davey. I mean, we're always running it somewhere around St. Johns County.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
That's great. Yeah, I know it's important and very impactful for a lot of people.
It is, and it's not just about fighting. It's about confidence and paying attention, putting your cell phone away when you walk out of those stores.
Yeah.
Especially late at night and even broad daylight. These criminals are looking for that weak target, right? The ones that aren't paying attention, and they don't discriminate because don't forget they're most time feeding an addiction of some type, or mental health illness or whatever it may be.
Just how you're walking past some people can
always.
make a huge difference
Totally
on whether
agree.
you're a target or not.
I completely agree. And I tell my wife, I'd like to see somebody tangle with my wife. She can hold her own. But, when she comes out of a store, you never see her on her phone. She just is not that woman. She pays attention to her surroundings. Of course, you remember our first campaign, they were filming us, so they'd stick a phone in her face.
Right,
And
all the
I
time.
want to tell them so bad. I'm like, you got the wrong girl, she will backslap you. But anyways, again, just trying to get that confidence built up. But also too, if someone does, God forbid, put hands on you, what are you going to do? Right? And that's where the confidence, of course, and a little bit of the technique and tactics come in. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
All right, we're going to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit more with the sheriff. We're almost out of time. Jeez. Yeah. But we got to hit a little bit of business here. Gas Buddy Gas Report. Let us know in the comments where you are seeing the best prices for gas. That would be stellar. Looks like the Sunoco at $21.99 North Ponce at $2.99. Same with A1A Discount Beverage. The Gate at 1900 Mizell Road, $3.09. The Owens at 780 South Ponce, $3.09. Same with the Mobile and Circle K at 800 South Ponce. And the Shell at 146 King Street jumps up to $3.12 at the Shell at $23.50 North Ponce. The Sunoco at South Ponce is at $3.12. Your Shell on 216 Ponce de Leon Boulevard also at $3.12. And your Circle K on 207 $3.18. That comes to us from Chris Lucero Bail Bonds. If you get in trouble with the law, you've got the law right here. If you get in trouble with this guy, Chris will get you out of jail. He's available 24/7 to provide fast and reliable bail services, ensuring that you and your loved one can get out of jail and back to your real life as soon as possible.
Just your little caveat to that. Not everybody gets out of jail.
Well, if you can be gotten out of jail, Chris will get you out of jail.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
all right, roger that.
If you're not on the deportation list, Chris will get you out of jail.
And you have a charge with no bond.
Right, and you have a right. Yeah, there's some
we have a few
stipulations.
A couple in there,
But if you can be gotten out of jail, he will get you out of jail.
Has it calmed down a little bit about our pitchers not being up and stuff? Have you heard much about that? Kind of gone away?
Oh,
you
still
just fired it up
griping
again.
a little bit. I mean, it was just people got to get used to it.
Yeah.
Still see some griping in the blogs, but no.
I mean, we're still trying to. We're going to figure out. We actually talked about this yesterday. 'Cause I know people they call me and ask me all the time. I know it's entertainment for you, but it's not entertainment for everybody.
Right.
I'm saying you, but other people too as well. So we got to put some protection stuff in there too. I mean, so we're trying to do this right. But Chris was one of the victims of this too as well because they were calling and using his name, saying, "This is the bail bondsman trying to get you out."
Yeah.
And they would give money to this fictitious, group of people. I mean, his business along with other bail bondsmen were getting hurt. They were some of the victims that fell to this. We had to clean it up and tighten it up. And just so you know, the law does not require us to post a photo. We were posting a lot more than what the rest of the country's doing. Yeah. If you want to see what the law requires, go to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office website and see what they put on their website for an inmate search. That's what the law requires. And they got a little bit over what the law requires. It's no photos. It's just a name. I don't think it's any ages on there. It's date of arrest, bond, and arresting charge, and again, your legal name that you were booked underneath.
Well, I know another big problem was, and you guys nipped this in the bud a little bit earlier than taking down all the mugshots, was people were given fake addresses.
Yes, my goodness, I stopped that years ago.
And I mean, that was, people were targeting addresses based on the fake address that an inmate gave.
Well, the next thing we knew too as well is if your address was in there, they were going by your house to see if the house was vacant. You were in the jail, and you could say, "Well, there are criminals in the jail." Come on, they're not. Well, all people in my jail are not criminals.
Right.
They made a
Some
mistake
people
for
just had a
God's.
bad day.
Yeah, they made a freaking mistake in life. 90%, seriously.
Yeah.
Had just a bad episode because of something went on in their life, And the only difference between them and you, they got caught. By the way, because a lot of you out there listening on this show, and us too as well, they got caught, me included. So, well, with that being said, again, we're not going to punish people, of course, because they're in my jail temporarily, and they were going by their addresses and targeting the addresses for
and more
thefts and
importantly,
scams.
they are innocent until proven guilty.
It's true. People forget that, by the way, because stuff happens in life. But I think you all know, with especially we have a job fair today, right across the street, starting at 9:00 today. For my inmates are in the jail. Whether you like it or not, I really don't care. But we're getting people back on their feet and making them into better people than what they came in my jail as. And most of it's substance abuse, mental health, and even veterans issue PTSD and stuff like that. So
and recidivism's still way down in our country.
It's way down.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
We're doing great things. We're not seeing those repeat offenders. We used to always see the names. I mean, I had to laugh today. Some lady called me. I don't even mention her name because she's a close friend of my wife. She called me and says, "Hey, I missed the photos, by the way." She goes, "There'll be a laugh every morning." It's like, that what you get out of the laugh in the morning time?
Yeah,
It was our most popular section of the app.
Well, the kind of funny thing was people actually said you didn't see the common names in there. It was like, where are these people from? Well, our county isn't like it used to be 10 years ago.
Right.
We've grown by 43%. You don't know half these people anymore. So if you see a local name, it's like, "Hey, finally, I know Troy. Troy, I love you, bro."
Yeah.
There was a guy named Troy Blevins that got arrested probably about 20 years ago, and that's not my legal name. It's not Troy.
It's Samuel.
It's Samuel.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And he got arrested. He was close to my age, but it was like everyone thought it was me. It was like, "Are you okay? Are you?" I was like, "What are you guys talking about? I didn't even know what you're talking about." And then I went and I did actually get a chance to meet the dude after.
Yeah.
So it was pretty wild.
That's cool.
Because Troy's not a common name.
Right.
No.
Instead of mugshots, what about feet? Like, you could just take pictures of feet.
Wow.
That could be
know if it's legal to
interesting.
do that.
I don't know.
I like your thought process though, but like I know those feet. Right. Those are Kendall's feet.
Yeah.
Wait, Sheriff, let's unpack that. Do you like that thought?
Let's unpack that. Bam Bam, I know
Well,
you.
next thing you know, we'll be taking pictures of therapy dogs, putting them on. They're like some poor therapy dogs
Right.
in the back of the car.
Could be cool.
Yeah, his owner took a damn Uber and got trashed. Yeah, but anyways, we'll figure it out, tighten it up. But also too, you're going to see the entire state of Florida, and probably the country, change too as well. Because the next thing we noticed too as well is they were taking our photos off of that image, off the booking basically process, and then immediately making IDs and stuff because they knew that person was in jail. So what they did was they make IDs, they make everything else, and then they start opening credit card accounts. They start opening new cell phone accounts.
Wow.
It's the craziest. People just think. I mean, they're physically living on that, and it's not just here, by the way. So I know a lot of people are. I don't think they're upset with me. They're upset to the fact that they want it back up again. It's not
For
gonna,
entertainment.
yeah, you just got to think this through a little tad bit. I mean, I'll send you photos of some entertaining stuff if you want some photos, but we got to protect people, whether they're in my jail and their families that are on the outside with their loved ones in jail, and you're gonna have to get over it until we figure this thing out and see what the legal process allows us to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, not mad at it.
When you have a big company and stuff like that, and someone doesn't show up for work, people used to use that to say, "Okay, I'll see if they're there."
Right.
You know,
I have to. Well, you can still do that too. And people are like, "How do I find out if my coworker's not at work?" You can still call the non-emergency number. They put you through to central booking. Which is actually our control, and they'll say, is Adam Smith in jail today? They look to the booking log; it's public record. And they'll say, no, there's been no Adam Smith arrested and booked into the St. Johns County Jail in the last 24 hours. But a lady of the day, and this I would say her name, and y'all know her very well. She called me today and she says, "Hey, you're going to get unelected." First of all, I can't get unelected unless I do something ethical or morally wrong, which is not going to happen. I'm a cowboy, but I'm not an idiot. But you're not going to get reelected again. She said. I said, well, then good. If they don't elect me again because I don't put photos up,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
Yeah. You got to prioritize.
That's a
your life.
ridiculous
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to get arrested 2 months after I'm not elected to show you my photo's not in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go in that jail race. Holy hell, I'm dang, I'll lie to you.
We got some live music
Okay.
happening today and tonight. Don't get arrested at these shows, please.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Eric Groves at the Milltop Tavern at some time. Shayla Macaluso at Bin 39 at 1. Heather Craig at Tradewinds at 1. Trevor Compton, Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's at 1. Chase Foraker and Jonathan Lee at Pierre's Pub at 2. And a lot of other people that you can go to visit St. Augustine and see.
Awesome.
Yeah. That comes to us from Fidus Roofing. Hurricane season almost here. Now's the best time to get your roof inspected. Let them do it for free. 904-355-ROOF.
They do pavers.
Yeah.
Did I see your cuckoo?
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that?
That's our sound effect after because we always do.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was like somebody's alarm clock.
Yeah, that right there. Yeah. A man rented a house he doesn't own. A woman who moved to Florida for a fresh start says she instead walked into a nightmare after discovering the man she rented a home from didn't actually own the property.
Oh, I've heard of these
Yeah,
stories.
This happens. Amanda Goodson and her daughter relocated from Ohio to Punta Gorda in February after finding what seemed like the perfect rental home on Mandy Street.
Oh, I love Mandy Street.
No, you don't know where Mandy Street
Oh, no.
is.
Okay, sorry.
Mandy Moore.
I bet she's hot.
Not Mandy Street.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking Mandy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
She said listing on Facebook appeared legitimate. And a popular realtor posted it and told, how did she know he was popular? She hadn't even lived here very long.
Yeah.
What's Mandy Street? Everybody loves Mandy Street.
And told her to reach out to the homeowner, Clinton Roser. He had great reviews. People were saying he was amazing. About a month into their lease, 2 young women showed up at the home and asked her what she was doing there in her dead grandfather's house.
What?
Yeah.
This is how they did it.
This is not exaggerated, by the way. We had 2 this week. Very,
Really?
very, very similar.
Really?
Very similar.
Wow.
Usually they just have you send in a deposit.
That's what happened this week on Craigslist, like the old Craigslist version.
That's like the big
Yeah.
scam. They'll have you send in a deposit and
You never hear from
Yeah.
him.
never hear from them again.
But usually they'll give you that lockbox key. Everybody has the damn codes of the lockbox key on the door, especially if you've been there numerous times.
Really?
So they're giving out the lockbox key.
Yeah,
It
it's
seems
easy to get. You call a realtor, you go
You got
there,
it.
they give you the
Seems
number and you
legit.
got it.
Yep. You walk in, move your family, and next thing you know, somebody opens the door going, "Hey, 3 little bears moved in here."
Right.
Goldilocks.
It's 2 times this week, just in St. Johns County.
Bears were legal.
Yes.
It was Goldilocks. That was.
I couldn't think of the story. My God. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't. There was a welcome mat which welcomed her inside the house. I'm just saying.
That's not the way that works. Dave.
I'm sorry. It's like,
missed
hello,
legally, I don't
welcome.
think-
Yeah.
That could be debatable in court.
Just
It said
saying.
welcome home.
Call me.
That's why I have a mat that says "Go the hell away."
Oh, I like
says
that crap. Yeah.
Are you
Go
here?
away.
See, mine says I dare you to push on the door.
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
Come in if you want holes.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you want to whistle while you walk.
Best weight loss ever.
Okay.
All right.
That happens sometimes. That's not exaggerated.
No, yeah, that happens. That
That's
happens
crazy.
too much.
Not with these
around the
platforms,
country.
And it goes
So
back
what
to the,
happens after the fact? What do you do then?
I mean, the problem is this, of course, because we got the new damn squatter law out there too, as well, right? The new squatter law, you can't squat in a house at all. We can take you to jail now. It's actually a law, arrestable
Okay,
offense.
good,
But
yeah.
we got to have people that know how to do the investigative work and groundwork on this, because it's not the old, we just had a crew that was living out in a house in Silverleaf illegally. Same thing. They had the lockbox key, moved in the freaking house with mattresses and everything. Not all furniture, but they're living in the house, and they try to go ahead and claim the law as, well, we have the property now, we lived here. Yeah, but the squatter law says we take you to jail. So welcome to my hotel.
Yeah.
But anyways, so there's a lot of things going out there pushing the envelope on this, but ours was very similar this week to Craigslist, where it was posted on Craigslist. She did all the background. Everything was done via text and phone, though. And then she actually had the lockbox code. She went there. She gave them extra, 5,000, first month's deposit, last month's deposit, next month's. Yes, moved in, and next thing you know, the realtor came and go, who the hell are you? So-and-so. How'd you get here? I dealt with this guy, Bill, on the phone.
Yeah.
Bill has nothing to do with us. I mean, it sucks.
That's crazy.
It's horrible, man. People just taking advantage of our... I just can't stand a thief, I just can't stand... That's taking advantage of someone's just looking for a place. My son almost fell victim to this in Reno.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, Dad, we found a house out here. It looks good. I said, give me the information. So I called this clown on the phone, and he hung up on me quick.
Yeah.
But they almost put a deposit down. I was like, it's too good to sound true. It's too good to sound true. It's not legal. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had friends call me and say, "Hey, what?" I was like, "Okay, let me make one phone call." Or
Yeah.
Usually you can figure it out after one or two phone calls.
Yeah.
It was, like you said, but it's always one of those. Wow, that's really cheap. It's $1,200.
Sounds too good.
$1,200, and it should be $1,800.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too good to be true. Yeah. On that note too, as well, a lot of you are getting these phone calls. I mean, I can't tell you the emails and text messages I get. Hey, I just got this voicemail. It says one of your deputy sheriff, and it sounds legit because it's one of my deputy sheriffs.
Yeah.
Said you owe us $500 because you didn't go to jury duty. We don't do business like that. Do not give anybody any money.
Yeah.
And I love that you call me, but a little bit of common sense will tell you that, turn yourself in or give us $500 in gift cards from Target. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
And that's not my mother saying that. That's somebody like my age.
I think I got a text from you that said that you wanted some gift cards.
You needed some gift cards.
That was actually legit.
right?
That was for Kendall's Diamond and Dreams. Yeah.
And you
Thanks for blowing us off, Charlie.
and you ended up with nothing.
Yeah. It was all about the kids, but you don't care about those. Yeah. I was wondering why you didn't respond.
Rude.
Right.
Real rude. Yeah. But
Well,
anyway,
Sheriff, I know you said you got a job fair at 9 o'clock. I know you got to run out of
Appreciate
here,
y'all.
man. But
Yeah.
always appreciate your time, sir.
yeah, I
Thank you
appreciate
for coming
too.
by. Always
but
fun.
I appreciate you too, because I get a little bit of time in my life to just have a good time on this show. I can be who I really am, and y'all allow me to do that, of course. And I appreciate you because I need it sometimes. So you're my therapy.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll send you a bill.
Yeah. Wind beneath my
Don't worry,
wings.
we're in your copay.
Yeah. When you're
That's right. Yeah.
when you're producers on the morning beat.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
I'll send you the bill.
Don't do
Have a great day,
it.
everybody. God bless. Appreciate you.
See
Bye,
ya.
buddy.
Take care, Sheriff.
Amazing.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
show.
God bless.
He's gotta go change his underwear. Yeah, I was wondering what that smell was the whole time. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. All right. Troy, how do you want to check the comments, man?
I'm going to flounder through the fantastic features of our followers.
All right, as you do that, I'll remind everybody, Bay Tune and Floyd, not your average local insurance agency. They provide peace of mind and insurance to protect your biggest investments. Their approach to insurance and risk longevity in our community and the way they treat their clients sets them apart from the rest. They do homeowners, auto, commercial, and benefits, and they've been doing it for over 50 years. Christy Lawrenson is our premier agent in St. Augustine, and she offers complimentary policy reviews and has an amazing understanding of insurance and what is needed in St. Augustine to be properly insured. Her attention to detail and organizational skills have found policy errors and cost savings where others have not. Give them a call, 904-794-5455, and schedule your appointment today. Also, our friend at St. Augustine Handy House, Troy Usina, right there on State Road 16. If you're looking for a shed, a barn, office space, carport, or anything else that's awesome, that is a structure that you can put things in. St. Augustine Handy House has the highest rated handy house structures in the industry. They're open 9 to 5 on the weekdays. Saturday, they're open 9 to 1. 904-823-9092. What do you got, Troy?
All right, so Wawa's at 312, Costco's at 283. Evidently, the Ron Parker tree is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Hurtful.
It is. Yeah.
All right.
We reported on that. They cut it down years ago.
Bill wins. He hasn't climbed a tree in over 60 years.
Wow. Loser.
Right. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, and the sheriff said don't drive fast through Georgia. The other reason you can't drive fast through South Carolina is because the roads suck so bad it'll tear up your car.
Infrastructure.
And happy birthday, Betty, tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, beautiful Betty.
Great. What do you got for Stordom Stat?
All right, Stordom Stat today, 1921, KDKA out of Pittsburgh did the very first live sports event on radio. It was a battle between John Ray and Johnny Dundee. About 3 months later, they actually did a baseball game, and that's how sports entertainment went to radio, later to television, and where we are today.
Okay, very good. Thank you. That comes to us from St. Augie's Pizza. Boom, go get yourself a few slices today. It's amazing. Plugs, guys.
All right, have a great weekend. Don't be a Brock.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the captain. Yeah, he's canceled, though. 3 o'clock today, we've got Panache and Matanzas Riverkeeper doing some great things for Earth Month. Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Michelle and Jen.
All right. Rick?
Shout out Cousin Margie and Sheriff Hardwick for not putting me in jail later for driving crazy.
Well, you know, it's not later yet.
Just careful.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to do it later, though.
I know. I'm saying there's still a chance to end up in jail. All right, man. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.